Good morning. I'm digging in my pocket, find a key. The old van, so check this out. I was in this guy yesterday. I didn't think it would start, so I came out here. Ty went in. Oh, how you doing, Ty?
It's been a minute.
Welcome. Welcome to the van.
Welcome to the expedition, huh?
Welcome. Look at this. I think a bird didn't.
Get out of here.
I mean, it doesn't stink in here.
Like a dead Boyd.
Think it's gonna start? Come on, man. Give her another cycle. So
not a very good selling point there, bro.
Should have replaced the glow plugs when I had it out, and I didn't. So I'm gonna pull the van in. I listed it for sale on Craigslist and listed it for sale on Facebook. And I have a couple people, but the water pump leaks, and I don't think anybody really wants to buy it without, you know, with a freaking leaky water. Look at this steering wheel.
Son.
It looks all gross, but let's see if she'll start. It started yesterday. I'm over the van, guys. I'm over it. I don't want to look at it anymore. It's sat around outside the shop for 5 years.
Just money.
It's just, I'm over it. I don't want to mess with it. I'm just gonna throw a water pump in it, throw the air filter on it, and I'm gonna kick it down the road. Come on, girl. This thing fired up yesterday. I swear it fired up yesterday. Came out here and went and freaking wait to start.
Give up too early.
Wait to start. Wait to start. Try it again.
You need to give him the glow plugs to jump.
Jeez, man, this thing literally fired up perfect yesterday.
Voltage thing.
Could be, it's something. We're gonna pop the hood. Might have to pull out the old motivator. All right, so it turns out it's a little camera shy. Fired up. She don't even freaking smoke, man. She's good to go. She's ready to go. You know what's crazy is too, yesterday, I gotta put on my safety glasses to turn on the AC in here, but the AC works, which is crazy. Needs a water pump. Got a water pump in the back, so I'm gonna try to throw the water pump on it real quick today. Text the guy that asked if he could drive it home. Tell him, hey, put the water pump on it. She's ready to drive home, come get her. And then he'll probably text me back and say, well, actually, I don't want it now because you put the water pump on it. And I didn't have to worry about driving it home. You guys want to see the parts that I got for this thing? I got some brand new parts for this thing. It's probably the coolant. So we'll pop this guy open right here. Oh my goodness. Oh. So we got all the parts and pieces. We got this thing. Check this out. OEM, 450 bucks. And a water pump. We're gonna stick it on. That's a big girl. Right there. I don't know why I procrastinate.
Once you get going, it's not.
Well, cause like this wasn't a big deal. Like you gotta pull the radiator out. I pulled the radiator out of here like, it's been 10 minutes, 15 minutes, you know? Like why is this thing sat around for the past however many months after I just put all that work into it? Literally, I worked on this thing for like 2 weeks straight. Did a bunch of stuff to it, painted the frame, got her all freaking ready to rip, and then just pushed it outside because it needed a water pump. Even now, it's like, oh, maybe I should paint it. I don't want to paint it. I just want to let somebody else have their fun with it and go from there.
Bigger fish to fry, hopefully.
Hopefully some big fish, yeah. I mean, this was a pretty big fish, but hopefully there's smaller fish to fry. There's a lot smaller fish.
Yeah, for sure.
This is like a big whale that's just like, laying in your driveway and you can't even pull your garage, like your car in it. You gotta get the well out of the driveway so we can pull all the minnows in. Alright, so after making a big old mess, I got the new air intake system on there. Look at that thing, freaking brand new, 450 bucks from the dealer. I went ahead and put all the coolant that I had here in distilled water, so I need to go get some more because these things take a freaking lot. But the inside of the engine bay is just kind of dusty and dirty from kind of sitting around. So I'm gonna go ahead and back this thing out and pressure wash that real quick. But yeah, I mean, new water pump and everything is on it. Just basically need to put some of this interior and stuff back together. We're gonna have a freaking solid van to hopefully sell to somebody. As a public service announcement, don't freaking be lazy when you're trying to sell a vehicle, because it just comes back and it bites you. So anyhow, I showed the van to somebody 2 days ago, and they came here and they didn't even lowball me. They just said that you know, throwing new glow plugs in it isn't too big of a deal. But you know, he wanted the body work. You know, he's like, man, he's like, the body would be, if the body was nicer, he'd be interested in it. But it's to me, it's one of those things, like, I felt like the body work was kind of the easy part, like getting this thing like mechanically, like, or the body work was like.
Have you seen this thing?
It's not, honestly, it's not bad. There's 2 freaking dents in it. It needs a skim or a quarter panel. So we found, so I was talking to Josh today, or yesterday, he said
it's like him looked at it.
You could get a quarter panel for like 700 bucks and drill out all the spot welds and have like OEM one on it. Which again, it's one of those things. I just, the time and the effort, I've had it for so long. So I was trying to be lazy and just like sell it cheap, and like nobody even wanted to buy it when it was cheap. But it's just insane, the price of these things. Like if it was just clean, oh,
it'd be like 18, 20 grand.
And that would be cheap. Like if I seen this thing like listed for 18 or 20 and it was clean, like had the body work done and it ran and drove like how it was, I would consider it, you know. But so I think I need to do a couple more little things in the interior, because I honestly haven't done anything. Literally haven't even wiped this thing down for the 5 years that I've had it. You can still see the bird poop that's been on here for like 3 years.
Yeah, it's dusty,
something like that.
Dusty girl.
So I'm gonna fire it up. Look, the freaking 4x4 van, man. So I'm gonna fire it up. I'm gonna try to get some of this poo off the steering wheel. I actually have a new steering wheel to go with it, and I'm putting a steering stabilizer on it because yesterday or the day before when he test drove it, we bent the steering stabilizer with the forklift, pushing this thing into the shop, and it gave him the old death wobble. So he even brought a trailer too. So I feel like I missed my opportunity, but he didn't even make me an offer.
He didn't want to insult you. That's why.
That's probably what it was. He didn't want. And then I argued on the phone with this guy today for like 3 minutes about the price. So I was like, dude, these things, like, he's like, oh, I'm gonna fix it up and sell it for 35, and he like wanted me to like give it to him because he had to do so much stuff to it. He's like, oh, I gotta paint and body work it and do all that stuff. He's like, I'll give you $6 grand for it, and I'm like, oh. Fires right up. Seriously, if it just had glow plugs, it would fire right up and not have any issues. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should not be lazy and just put freaking glow plugs in it. But I just want to move on, man. I want a freaking side by side. There she is. Spring chicken. Spring chicken. I think I'm gonna just wipe off the interior a little bit, and I'm gonna do that steering stabilizer. I yanked it off yesterday. I actually need to go pick it up from my brother because it's in the back of my truck and he's using it to move, which you guys will see some. Let's see a little 4Runner update.
I mean,
oh man, this thing fires right up.
It purrs and like.
Just, I mean, if we fix the seat in it bigger than the old Saab. Oh man. You fit a lot of packages in here.
Try to.
Yeah.
Again, except this thing's good. Just fix it.
I mean, should I show them the wheel and tire, or should we leave it? You guys want to see probably the coolest? Look at this. Tires. Woo. And look at that. Woo. That. It's not too bad.
Some Bilsteins.
Bilsteins, yeah, I got some Bilsteins over there. I got some wheel bearings for it, and we got these things, which I'll show you guys these, and hopefully you guys are stoked about that. But it's gonna look pretty good.
That's a good rig.
Good rig. I'm just gonna clean this up just a little bit more, and then put that.
Just clean up all the rigs that are sitting around.
All the rigs. I'm trying to sell them. What should I do about this one? I'm just like trying to be like Cletus, just sell everything, you know? Sell all the old units.
Kick it down the street.
Make some room for
Park it up front. Hope somebody steals it.
Make some room for new units. All right, so you guys get a little before. Installed this little Rancho steering stabilizer. Oh, look, did it come with a boot? No, it didn't come with a boot. But got that in there. Basically, like I said yesterday. Oh, look at this! I cleaned it. Cleaned off a bunch of that goo out of here. Look at the door. But it's starting to rain a little bit. That looks a little better, yeah?
Yeah, it looks a lot better. I'd still like to see what this thing would do with some propane.
Propane injection?
Yeah, I think it would.
It feels like a new rig just because it has the steering wheel's clean. Well, we're gonna see if this thing gets death wobble. So the guy that came and drove it 2 days ago drove it and it friggin' had death wobble, and he's like, nope. And that's when he didn't even lowball me. He was so disappointed. So this is where you'll get death wobble. Do you have any rags in here? Oh yeah, no death wobble. That's good.
So are you gonna call that guy back and tell him?
I don't think so.
Shit, what's that?
What?
What? Yes.
Probably because it hasn't hit boost since boost was boost. Yeah, I literally can't see much. Drives pretty decent. Like, you just trade the steering wheel a little bit, probably an alignment.
Well, I drove it a couple 100 miles.
I mean, yeah, you did.
Drove it a couple 100 miles and blew it up.
So just got back from the test drive. No death wobble. Seems like that solved the issue. I found this little kick panel thing in the back. Went took a little bit better pictures for the Facebook and, you know, Craigslist, so people could lowball me some more. But I don't know. I was really trying to decide if, you know, if I should just. So I listed this thing at 14.5. Did the water pump. Yeah, go ahead and lock it. Did the water pump and everything on it. It still needs the glow plugs, but it's like, do I spend the time and do glow plugs in it, and let's say pay somebody like $2,000 to paint it and then throw wheels and tires on it to try and essentially get, like, what would I get out of it, Ronnie? 20?
Yeah.
25? You know, do I do that, or do I literally just kick it out the door and just move on? And I'm kind of want to just kick it out the door and move on. But I mean, runs and drives decent. I mean, it'll get somebody home, and you know, they could figure out what to do from it.
I mean, they're cool. They don't make them anymore.
Well, yeah, they don't make the van anymore. It has the 08 front end. It has the 7.3. It has the 4-wheel drive. I mean, 15 passenger. You could convert it to a freaking tiny home or whatever you want to do with it. But that's just not me right now. So it's gonna be it for this little update thing with that. Like I said, I want to buy a side-by-side here soon. So if I could sell this thing quick, maybe I could justify it.